They didn't expect to hear anything. That was the whole point. The experiment was simple. Monitor human sleep patterns, record breathing, track brain activity. Nothing unusual, nothing dangerous. 5 volunteers, 1 isolated lab, 7 nights, continuous recording, no interruptions. Everything was normal until night 3. At first, it sounded like interference, a faint sound, barely audible. Under the breathing, one of the researchers thought it was equipment noise, static, signal overlap. Nothing important. But when they isolated the audio, the sound didn't disappear. It became clearer. It wasn't static. It was a voice, not speaking clearly, not forming words, but structured, rhythmic, intentional. And it only appeared when all subjects were asleep. Night 4, they focused on it. Increased sensitivity, filtered background noise. And that's when they realized something worse. The voice was synchronized with their breathing. Each inhale, each exhale, the sound followed, like something was listening. One researcher suggested something impossible. What if it's coming from them? No, the voice wasn't coming from their mouths. It was coming from the room. Night 5. They didn't tell the subjects anything. They just recorded, watched, listened, and at exactly 3:12 a.m., the voice changed. It spoke, clearly, a single sentence. "You are not asleep." All 5 subjects woke up at the same moment. Every monitor spiked, heart rate, brain activity, movement, but none of them remembered waking up. They stayed in bed, eyes open, unmoving, staring at the ceiling. And then they all spoke at the same time, but the audio didn't match their lips. The words came from somewhere else. "We can hear you." The researchers shut down the session immediately. Lights on, doors opened, subjects removed. But something was wrong. One of them refused to leave. He kept staring at the wall, repeating something quietly. They leaned closer to hear, and froze, because the voice was not his. It was the same voice from the recordings, repeating, "You listened first." They isolated him, separated the group, canceled the experiment, but the recordings didn't stop, because something had already changed. The next night, without subjects, without anyone inside the room, the system activated on its own, recording, and the audio file captured something. Footsteps, slow, measured, moving across the empty room, then breathing, heavy, close to the microphone, and then a whisper. "Stay awake." The investigation ended. The lab was closed. All data sealed, except one file, the final recording, which was never supposed to exist because it was time-stamped 3 days after the lab was abandoned. And inside it, there was only one sound, a man's voice, crying, whispering. It doesn't stop when you wake up. End of file number 006.